Hey goodies, Nastassja here, also known as Keto Jamaican Girl. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, on this channel what we share is keto tips, keto tricks, and delicious keto recipes that are full of flavor. Now today I'm coming back to you with another what I eat in a day. But before we do that, I need to give you guys an update on how this keto vegan way of eating has been going for me. Now as usual, you already know you don't have to bring the tea because I have it. Just grab a snack and let me tell you what's been going on. I'm gonna give you 2 positives and 2 negatives. Now the 2 positives are your girl is losing weight. When I say she's losing weight, and when I say she, I mean me, she, her, my body is looking different. She's looking different. She's not looking how she looked when she first started eating vegan keto, especially in her stomach area. Now, I told some of you this before, but for those of you who don't know, I've had 2 C-sections, 2. And for all my C-section mothers, you know one of our areas of concern is our stomachs, because getting that down is a little difficult after having that area cut and open and cut and open. It takes a toll on your stomach area, and you get to have like a little pouch. But with my vegan keto eating, I've been coming down a lot in that area. She's looking good. She's looking nice. Have I been working out? Barely. And I'm not proud to say that I do encourage a healthy way of eating and also exercise. I encourage exercise. But eating vegan keto has been just bringing my body down in places that I appreciate. You know, she's coming together. And if we continue with this way of eating, by summer, she will be body, yada, 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 yada. And I'm excited about that. I'm genuinely excited. Another positive is I genuinely am feeling great. Like my body feels great. I don't feel like I'm lacking energy. I just like how I feel. I feel lighter. This might be just in my head, but I definitely feel lighter and I'm enjoying that. And that's not just in the perspective of weight. I'm just feeling energetic and I feel good. So that's 2 positives of the vegan keto way of eating that I've been doing. Now 2 negatives is the sun is going down when I start talking about the negatives, because in true dramatic fashion, that's what would happen. 2 negatives of this way of eating is I find myself constantly trying to avoid soy. You guys know that too much soy is not good for us as females because soy tends to mimic estrogen in the body, and that can have some serious consequences. So I'm trying to avoid too much soy in this way of eating, and I find that a lot of vegan products have soy in it. And I also find that a lot of vegan products are high carb. For example, cheese. You know that in the keto way of eating, a lot of us, we lean on cheese because cheese has little to no carbs and it's high fat, so it keeps us full and it's not going to spike our insulin, so we tend to love cheese. In this vegan keto way of eating though, the cheese is high carb. So I've been trying to be conscious about how much of that I use, and I'm just having to be more focused about being genuinely high fat and being genuinely low carb. I didn't have to think this much before, but now I have to. Another thing that I'm finding I have to be careful with is under eating. And this is just on me. This is not on the vegan keto way of eating, but because I'm transitioning from eating keto to now eating vegan keto, I have to structure my meals a little more consciously to make sure that I'm not under eating and being counterproductive in my way of eating. So this is just a learning curve for me, and I'm having to be intentional about getting sufficient amount of food in my body so that I'm not, going on the total other extreme of eating healthy. My source of high fat foods has been lessened drastically by doing vegan and keto, so I'm leaning a lot on coconut milk, coconut oil, avocado, stuff like that, and I just have to keep in mind that I need to eat more of that. I have to keep on reminding myself, like, I have to be intentional about keeping those in my meals so that I'm actually feeling full, and then I'm not tempted to go eat some tortilla chips. Yeah, because that's my weakness of late, tortilla chips. It's been going good. Has your girl been completely perfect? No, but for the most part, I've been sticking to the vegan keto and I'm loving it. So that's just 2 negatives there for me. In general, I am really enjoying vegan keto. I'm liking how I'm feeling. I'm like how my skin is looking, like how my tummy's looking. If you guys are interested in joining me in this way of eating, please let me know. If you guys have been curious about it, ask me any questions that you might have in the comment section and I'll gladly answer it. So with all of that being said, let's get into this vegan keto day of eating. Let's go ahead into the first meal of the day. Okay, good noisy morning goodies. I'm starting off with my keto oatmeal. If you want the recipe for this, I will link it down below. I have videoed it before. The only thing I did differently was I added a 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree. And you might notice that I have 2 jars here with some extra. Those are ones that I meal prepped with the amount that I made. So if you want the recipe for this, I will link it below, and I'll also write it in the description. But if you want a detailed recipe, you can go watch the video. But yes, this is my pumpkin keto oatmeal / oatmeal, and now I'm going to add just a couple keto-friendly toppings to it to make this a complete plant-based keto breakfast. So I washed and added about a handful of blueberries here, and now I'm going to add some unsweetened coconut flakes. You know, I like to add it all cute. And next I'm going to add a plant-based whipped cream alternative. Okay, so here goes the finished product. I added my blueberries, unsweetened coconuts, and the star of the show here is this coconut whipped top. And when I say this thing tastes good, I only put a heaping tablespoon, but it's only gonna give me 2 grams of carbs for that tablespoon. But oh my God, this tastes like coconut ice cream. It tastes so good. So my mouth is watering. I'm about to dig in. But yeah, this is my first meal of the day, plant-based keto. I am ready to dig in. Now for lunch today, I'm going to make a BLT, but I want to make some vegan bacon. So I'm starting out with some shiitake mushrooms that have been washed, cleaned, and dried, and I'm going to make a seasoning for them. So I'm starting out with 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and to that I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar-free syrup. I probably should have used my allulose, but I really wanted like a maple flavor for the bacon, so I used some sugar-free syrup. Now to that I'm going to add a teaspoon of liquid aminos, and I'm making sure I get every drop in there because we want our bacon to be salty. And I'm also going to add a couple drops of liquid smoke for that smoky flavor, and also some paprika for more smokiness. So we're getting that sweet, smoky, salty flavor on our shiitake mushrooms to make them imitate bacon perfectly. So I'm going to spread this glaze all over my shiitake mushrooms. I'm going to make sure that this glaze gets deep into the mushrooms because mushrooms take on the flavor of almost anything that you put them into. So I'm going to make sure I get everything mixed up well and let it marinate for about 30 minutes. Now, after I've let it marinate, I put it onto my baking sheet here, and I'm going to make sure that they're spread out evenly so that when I put them in the oven, they can get crispy, almost like bacon. So I'm going to put it in the oven for about 350 degrees, and I let these stay in for about 25 minutes, and here I am flipping them. So they're still a bit juicy. I want them to be just a little bit harder, I guess, or more like bacon bits. And here I am spreading a little bit of pink salt on them because they weren't as salty as I wanted them to be. So I'm spreading about a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt on them just to get a little bit more salty flavor. And I'm going to put it back in the oven. Now this is how my shiitake bacon mushroom bits came out, and they taste so good. I actually find myself snacking on them without any bread or anything. I just really love them. So now we're going to go ahead and make this BLT. So I'm starting out with some vegan mayo, and I'm going to put it on 2 parts of my little wrap here. And I'm trying this little tortilla trend that I see going around, but I'm going to be mixing up some flavors here. So for additional fat, I'm putting in here some avocado, the single cups that we got at Trader Joe's during our vegan keto grocery haul. Go back and check that out if you haven't seen it. That's where the avocado cups came from. So I put some avocado there, and now I'm putting on our vegan bacon. And now we're going to add some butter lettuce and tomato for freshness, and I'm going to add some red onions and sprouts for nutrition. And also I'm starting to like the flavor of sprouts. It has almost like a nutty flavor to it. I really enjoy adding that to my sandwiches. Now we're going to add the infamous vegan cheese to it. What I've been doing of late is using only a half, but here I guess I was feeling hungry, so I added a whole slice. And now we're going to wrap up very neatly our little tortilla here, and that's our vegan BLT. Okay, second meal of the day. It's about 4:21, and I am about to dig into this yummy deliciousness here. This is my plant-based bacon shiitake bake. I think I'm saying it right. Shiitake BLT with little sprouts in there for more nutrition and flavor. Tomato, onion, lettuce. Ready to dig in. It's dinner time, so tonight we're going to be having some Beyond Burgers, and I'm loving the Beyond Meats because they don't have any soy in it, and it's plant-based and keto friendly. So I'm starting here with 2 patties. Of course, I'm using some olive oil to keep my burgers from burning, and I'm going to season them with some garlic powder, some onion powder, just make sure that both of them are full of flavor. I'm also going to put some seasoned salt, and I'm going to just keep moving them around to make sure that my seasoning gets into my burgers, and keeping watch on them just to make sure that nothing is burning. Now to that, I'm going to add some onions. Of course, you know I have to put some vegetables in there to make this burger super filling and super yummy. So I cut up some onions, and then to that I'm going to add some peppers once my onions have become translucent in our juices here as they are cooking. And once our peppers and onions have finished cooking down, then our burgers will be ready. Now while our burgers are cooking down in the juices of the vegetables and the seasonings and all of that, we're going to go ahead now and make a Big Mac sauce, a keto friendly Big Mac sauce. We're going to start our keto Big Mac sauce with about a tablespoon here of vegan mayo, about 2 teaspoons of sugar-free ketchup, about a teaspoon of mustard, and a couple drops of white wine vinegar. And then to that we're going to add some relish, but I made sure to use the dill relish because that has no sugar in it. So I'm going to put a couple teaspoons of dill relish, and of course we're going to add some finely chopped onions and then mix. So as I'm mixing, I'm just tasting it just to see what it needs, and I just add little things that I think it needs, and I think it needs some sugar. So I'm going to add about a packet of stevia just to bring out the sweetness a little bit, and we're ready to make our burger. So I'm going to be using some Sola buns. They are making plant-based and keto-friendly buns, and I'm very happy about that. And we're going to spread our keto Big Mac sauce on both sides of our bun, and we're heading to our keto burger. I can taste it already. Now to our burger, we're going to add some of the peppers and onions from the pot that we left cooking down, and then to that we're going to add some lettuce, and to that we're going to add some tomato for freshness, and we are well on our way to have our dinner. So that is our keto burger, and of course I'm having some cucumber as my fake french fries. This will definitely close out my meals for the day. If you are still here enjoying this day of eating with me, please drop some hamburger emojis in the comments below to let me know that you are here and you are supporting. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to enjoy more videos like this, please click the subscribe button and the bell so you can see when I upload my new videos or when I go live. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.